Hello everybody, welcome back to one more video tutorial. My name is Sophie and I am a indie yarn dyer, and I make video tutorials about how to do assigned pooling stitches. Well, that's what I've been doing up until now. You never know in the future what else might be there, but up until now it's just the assigned pooling yarns. And today's video is going to be about how to make this very cute rainbow stitch. Now mine still looks a bit wonky because my project hasn't been blocked yet, but I'll show you some pictures in the screen of the end result. This stitch is not made up by me. There's no credit going to me. It's my dear friend Afra, and she has this amazing creative mind, and she did a lot of fun stuff with some yarn I gave to her. It was a while ago, and I dyed my pooling yarn, my rainbow pooling yarn, for the first time. Here it is. If you don't know what assigned pooling is, so welcome to all those who are very new to this concept. So you buy a skein of yarn, and most of the yarn is dyed in a natural color. In this case, it's beige, a bit grey beige. And about 20 to 25% of your skein is in a contrasting color, in this case, a rainbow. And that means that throughout your skein, while you're knitting, you're going to have a neutral background color, and then all of a sudden your yarn is going to change color to, well, either purple if you're knitting from that end, or red if you're going for that end. And when you encounter a colored part of your skein, you're going to do a cluster stitch. And what that stitch may be, that is entirely up to you, as is the background. Most people do stockinette for background, but you can very easily go for, let's say, moss stitch for the background and do a cluster stitch for the colored part. I gave one of these to my friend, and she decided to write a whole blog about it, and came up with this stitch pattern, which is gorgeous, and it's a lot of fun to make. And I'm participating in her test knit because she decided to write a pattern for it. It's going to be a tiny baby sweater with rainbows. How cute is that? And I'm going to show you today how to do this stitch. So I'm going to link her, I think her Instagram and her Ravelry account, so maybe even her test knit, so perhaps you can join. There is a 30% discount for this particular yarn if you're joining in the test knit, so join please. And I'm going to take a different approach today, because usually I cut my video up in pieces and it's very organized and structured. But this is quite a, it's a stitch pattern that has lots of exceptions. So I'm going to begin by showing you how to just do the basic stitch. And then I think I'm just going to take you with me on a couple of rounds and see what we encounter and do some troubleshooting. You can watch with me what I decide to do at that point. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to, I've just finished a colored piece of yarn, and I'm going to start knitting, and I'll see you back when the yarn changes color again. Bye for now. Yes, there we are. It took a while, but I've now got my yarn ready. I've been knitting in stockinette in the background color beige for a while, and now my yarn changes color to the rainbow. Now what's important, I've got so much to tell you about this yarn. What's important is that when you wind it or when you knit it, in this case for this particular stitch, it's important that the yarn changes color to red first. So you need to knit from this end to the orange, to the yellow, etc., instead of from the other side where the yarn's going to be purple first. And that's what we call a directional yarn. Some yarns are directional, like the rainbow and my strawberry yarn, for instance, and some aren't. Which means you can knit them from both ways. But in this case, we are going to wait until the yarn changes color to red, and then we're going to start on our rainbow. I know in the last bit I said there's a discount on this yarn. There is, but I would like to emphasize very much that you do not need specifically my yarn for this stitch. I've seen tons of other dyers making rainbows, gorgeous rainbows, and I highly recommend, if you can find one that you like, absolutely go for it. Maybe even there's other colors that remind you of rainbows or other flags. You can always use those as well. So please don't feel don't feel obliged to buy my yarn. Having said that, we're going to start on the rainbow, and you're going to loop the yarn around several times, and the stitch pattern is going to be based on the yarn that you use. So as you can see, I'm going to zoom in a bit. There we go. Even easier. Now, the red part of the yarn has a specific length, and that's important for making this stitch. So we've already calculated this, but you're going to, when your yarn changes color, you're going to slip the first 13 stitches on a, you can just slip them from your left to your right hand needle if you don't have any other needles available, but I find this much easier. It should be a double pointed needle, and yes, this is not a double pointed needle, and I'm too lazy to go upstairs and rummage and find one, so it's just going to have to do, and I've used this on the rest of the pattern and it works fine, so any needle will do. We're going to slip 13 of the next stitches onto that spare needle. And for those of you who are wondering, hey Sophie, you're supposed to only knit the background in stockinette, right? I can see some rainbow colours popping here and there. Weren't you paying attention? Yes, I was, but we're going to get to that. I'll explain in a bit. Let's see, how far are we? 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh, 1 too far. Okay, so there's 13 stitches on this spare needle. And where's my yarn? So I'm going to bring my yarn, my working yarn, over to the front. And I'm going to wrap it around those 13 stitches and to the back again. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip one stitch back to my right hand needle and bring the yarn to the front again. And on the other side, I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to slip one and then wrap one. And I'm going to slip one, and I'm going to wrap one. Don't worry if you can't get it around the corner here. Slip one and wrap. Continue your wrap and keep doing so until you have 3 stitches left. Now these numbers, so 13 going back to 3, are just, they are, I need to pay attention. They are suitable for this particular skein of yarn. Now the next skein may be entirely different, even if it's my own yarn. I mean, I try to make all the skeins the same. Wait, what am I doing? See? I'm not supposed to talk and knit at the same time. Let's go backwards. It's okay. Yes. Where were we? Yes, I'm supposed to go to the other side. let's finish this first and then we'll talk later. It's even harder with a camera in front of you. Oh, we're nearly there. Yeah. So slip 3, bring the yarn to the back. Now you've got these 3 within the wrap, and then you're done. So I'm going to slip that 1 stitch. I'm going to remove the spare needle. And now I've got this little rainbow tornado on my needles. I was telling you that it's for this particular skein, the numbers work well. On the next skein, it might be 12 and 3 or 14 and 4. And it's up to you to decide what works best and what gives you the rainbow of your choice. So please experiment as you go with your yarn. Now we've got this, we have these wraps. There should be 6, again, here on this particular skein. And we are going to just continue this row. And what we'll do is, I can show you in a bit, because you're going to encounter on the next row, you're going to encounter these loops. And see, we're continuing into the troubleshooting. What you'll do each round, when you encounter that center stitch, the center stitch of the 3 stitches that were left here, so that would be this one. When you encounter that one, you're going to knit it, but before you knit it, you're going to pick up the strand that is closest to you. So I've already done these 2 purple bits and I'm about to do the blue one. You're going to put it onto your needle and then you're going to knit that stitch. And don't forget to let the blue strand go again. So the strand's going to be stuck behind those stitches and you're going to create a very cute white spine in the center of your rainbow, as you can see here and there. Yes. So there is an exception, which I'm sure we're going to encounter, and I'll show you when we get there. You need to just continue knitting, and you will encounter here, there's the next one, encounter the rainbows on your way, and slowly but surely you'll finish each rainbow. I'm just going, you know what, I'm just going to continue. If you feel fed up, just feel free to speed along. I know there's some way to do that here. There's the next one already. See, we're going to finish this rainbow. Ha! I see I've made a mistake. Well, it's good. I can show you. We all learn from our mistakes, don't we? See, the spine should be only made out of white or beige yarn. And here is a purple bit. Now, usually what you do when you encounter, when you have to knit the spine stitch, and what if you're knitting, no, wait, ha, there we are again. Now it gets interesting. This is what I've been wanting to show you, because yes, there's another rainbow on its way, but we don't have space for another rainbow because there's already, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches left, if I'm not mistaken. And on the 6th stitch, there's the spine one. Can you see it? And we're going to pick up one of these strands and knit it together with the spine stitch. So yeah, how are we going to solve this? if you don't have room for those 13 stitches, you're just going to keep knitting in stockinette stitch. So you're not going to do a rainbow. So rainbows technically cannot overlap. You need to have enough space in your work to complete the entire rainbow, which is also important when you approach. So we're going for a bottom-up sweater here. If I was approaching the armpits or the neckline, I would consider stopping to create new rainbows, because I would not have space to complete them. So technically they can't. Sometimes they can. See, I've been experimenting a bit with that. So yes, sometimes they can. And if you practice, then yeah, I'm sure you can make them overlap a little bit. So I was being stubborn and I decided not to. I wanted to keep the background and the rainbow separate, you know, that gives the best effect. But what it does on a straight knit piece, like a sweater, it will create planned pooling, because assigned pooling works best when you have a knit piece that will either increase or decrease, because then the cluster stitches will be dispersed, and now they will have the exact same amount of distance between them. So I was here I was thinking I was being doing great, Sophie, wonderful. And then I discovered I was creating a string of rainbows, and if I hadn't stopped, it would have just continued to spiral around, which I'm sure would have been very nice, but that was not what I wanted. I wanted to have more spontaneous effect. So that's when I decided, okay, I'll give in. I'll here and there, I'll just keep knitting and stockinette. So that's what we'll do. You just knit in stockinette despite the rainbow. And now you encounter this spine. And the spine should always be in white or beige or whatever background color there is. So we are going to pick up a strand. There we are. And then normally I would knit this, but now I'm just going to slip it. Like that. And that will keep it white. And on the next round, hopefully, we'll have a round where we can knit it again. And we're going to continue. So, you know what? I've already told you so much about this yarn, and I think we are near the end of the video again. I hope you've enjoyed this very much, and I hope you will make lovely, beautiful rainbows, especially during this time of year, since it's Pride Month. I've just dyed a fresh batch of rainbows, so yeah, and I've been thinking about dyeing maybe other queer flags as well. So which flag or which colors should I dye next? Give me suggestions, I really like that. And if you're watching this and the video is just released, please check out the test knits. Again, thank you very much, Afra, for being such a lovely creative person and coming up with such a beautiful thing as this. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, leave a message. I really like that, and I hope to talk to you soon. Okay, bye.